read about Starbucks? No more Merry Christmas on Starbucks. No more. I wouldn't buy. Hey, look, I'm speaking against myself. I have one of the most successful Starbucks in Trump Tower. Maybe we should boycott Starbucks. I don't know.
There comes a time when people need to take a breath and ask themselves about the issues that has us in a froth, sort of like the frothy cream we see floating atop an overpriced cup of coffee. We have perhaps reached one of those pausing moments when, in light of the real issues we're fighting about on a daily basis, someone creates an uproar over the color of a said coffee cup and deems it to be an attack on Christians and religion. Welcome to the holiday season, everyone. Now get in line and wait for the barista to tell you what you really want. Let's unwrap this present in the issue. Let's welcome the Executive Director at Concerned Christians for America, Brooke McGowan, and in studio with us an ordained Christian minister who, last time I checked, wasn't about to stand in any overpriced coffee line, no matter what, Steve Lantz. I want to thank you both for being here. Brooke, ladies first, let me begin with you. First of all, to Donald Trump's comment, Starbucks Christmas cup never has said Merry Christmas on it, so we got that one wrong. And isn't the bigger question here, Christians are indeed being persecuted around the world, but that's serious stuff. Is this really worth all this?
Thanks for having me, Ed. You know, it is funny, though. Don't you find it, hilarious that this has become a major event? It's a major story that we're talking about. I find that unbelievable at this point. Christians are being persecuted and dying all over the country because of their faith, all over the world because of their faith. Well, even in our country, on October 1st in Oregon, 10 people died at gunpoint saying that they were Christians. So our faith is under attack, but I don't think it's under attack from marketing ploys.
Steve, let me get to you, because when this first came out, you and I, we share a lot of space and time on social media, and I even put the question out there. I said, please, somebody find me one Christian who's really upset about this. And you came back and said, I don't know anybody who's upset about this, right? No Christians.
Nobody at all. Nobody at all.
So why then is it, Steve, become this monstrous event here because of one guy who decided that he didn't like the color of the cup? Why has this blown up?
Well, that one guy is an expert at stirring the pot. I don't know what else he's an expert in, but my goodness, he can sure piss people off. He does a heck of a job at it. And, you know, he made a big deal. He said they want to take Christ and Christmas off of Starbucks. Like a good friend of mine said, let's worry about putting Christ in people as opposed to putting him on Christmas cups.
All right, let's go right there. Let's stay with that for a moment. Brooke, I throw this to you. Isn't that the more important thing? Let's stop. This war on Christmas thing is phony in so many ways. So shouldn't we be worrying more about putting Christ in Christmas in the hearts of people instead of on a coffee cup or on a T-shirt?
Oh, absolutely. You know, Joshua is a brother in Christ, and I don't intend to besmirch him. He had a good intention, and he does preach the gospel, so I wouldn't want to besmirch him in that way. He's my brother in Christ. This is a non sequitur, though. We're not discussing the real issues. Christians know that they have three ways of making their voices heard. They can protest, they can be at the ballot box, and they can vote by their money. They vote by how they spend their money, and the free market can decide. We saw this happen in 2012 with Chick-fil-A when they were mired in controversy. What happened? It was blown up, and lines around the street. People were purchasing from Chick-fil-A, offering their support. Now, Starbucks has had a problem over the years. I don't personally buy from Starbucks. My children do. They're college students. They like to go there. I don't besmirch them for going there. Nobody who goes to Starbucks or drinks from their solidly red cup is going to have their faith in question or lose their salvation because of a coffee drink.
And here it is.
So we really have to keep perspective.
And to your point, several people were asked what they thought about the Starbucks cups in New York City. One stands out because the response does make a very good point about the real meaning of Christmas. Here it is.
I don't think you're going to find Christmas on the outside of a cup. I think Christmas comes from a deeper place. And besides that, I think they're doing a nice job with just, making it so it appeals to everyone. And red is the Christmas color. That's good enough for me.
So, Steve, isn't it more important then that, and I'm going to tread lightly here, but then look, I'm someone who was brought up in faith as well. If you're a Christian, just denounce this. Say that this is ridiculous. Get out there and do something that's really positive for Christianity. If you want to go ahead and be part of your faith, isn't that more important right now, Steve? Get Christians really excited about something that makes a difference.
Absolutely. And I tell you, Ed, I was thinking about, let's say they said that every cup said Merry Christmas. Every cup said Happy Birthday, Jesus Christ. You know what that would do? That would make this much of a difference. As a Christian, I'm concerned that Jesus came not to be born and be prayed to as baby Jesus like Ricky Bobby did, but to be worshiped as the one who died on the cross, paid for sins, and rose from the dead. That's the message that Christians need to hang on to and proclaim.
And isn't the message also, don't let yourself be brought in by corporate smarts? I'll tell you, Steve, if I'm in Starbucks, I'm sitting back going, let's make a red cup. My God, the amount of publicity that they got on this and the publicity that the guy in Arizona got, isn't that what we really need to point that out? This is marketing, Steve.
It's amazing, Ed. The hashtag that he created was Merry Christmas Starbucks. I mean, cha-ching. Wow. Couldn't have been done better if Starbucks planned it themselves. I like to say this. Jesus said, go and make disciples of men. He didn't say, go and make an ass of yourself. So let's leave it there.
Brooke, I got about 30 seconds left. Isn't that just a good point what Steve said? Don't make an ass out of yourself. Christianity is something you should stand for. You should be up there. You should tell people about it. But don't buy into this kind of nonsense.
Okay, I do want to add this one last thing. Having said that, a Christian faith and your own walk is a personal relationship. Therefore, your convictions are going to be different than everybody. You know, they're not going to be identical. That's part of the individuality and the invitation from Christ. We're not going to be cookie cutter stamped out Christians. We're all going to have a different role and a different responsibility, a different assignment, if you will. So I just would encourage everybody to find out what that is and go for it.
There you go. Common sense. Brooke McGowan from Concerned Christians for America, Reverend Steve Lantz. I want to thank you both for joining us. By the way, Merry Christmas when it comes around. The Hard Line continues.